Hello, everyone. A very logical day to all of you. And so, August 16, 2023, the first editorial of the Indian Express. Let's see what we have here. The next day of the Independence Day. So, a long view finder. देखते हैं किसके बारे में ये. This is about what the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and his address from the Red Court. Fine. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 10th Independence Day address from the Red Fort ramparts, coming just days after his parliament speech, reiterated many of the things he said earlier. Right. So, now if we do not know the meaning of reiterated, we can still say he said earlier. तो जो पहले बोला गया था वही काफी सारी चीजें रिपीट हुई. तो reiterated का मीनिंग आ गया repeat. Yet a new emphasis ran through it of a nation turning its face to the future. ये एक थोड़ा एक नई बात आ रही थी उसमें. So the definition and structuring of that future and of the past and the present was Modi's own. A country that has broken the shackles of slavery, right? Shackles is a word that we have done. ठीक है, it always comes with an S. वहां पे shackle नहीं होता है कुछ. Shackled होगा, फिर shackle होगा, it becomes a verb. Otherwise, these are the shackles of slavery. In his telling, the period of enslavement went back 1,000 years. हजार साल की गुलामी, encompassing the colonial and Mughal rule, was now in Amrit Kal, which was also Kartavya Kal, a time to lay the foundation for the next 1,000 years as a national duty. He plotted 2014 when his government became the first in 3 decades to win a majority at the center as a point of rupture from the past. So that means 2014 से अब past से एक break मिल गया. कैसे? En route to the future. क्योंकि उसके बाद से चीजें काफी change हो गई. So PM underlined India's samarthya, that is capability, its aspirations and ambitions as it takes its place as a decisive player and stabilizing force, and a Vishwamitra, a friend to ally in a world order arranged by COVID. His stitching together of his own election victories, past and presumed, in the India story was seamless. It was also telling. It was seamless means without any boundaries. तो पास्ट में भी जा रहे थे, अपनी बातें कर रहे थे, फ्यूचर में भी अपने को ही रख के बातें कर रहे थे. That this is what is going to happen, or this is what we need to take India to at such a place. So that is the aspirations and the ambitions. So this is what we have as the important point, the last 2, 3 lines, and the first one that whatever Mr. Modi said at his address on the Independence Day, they were reiterations of the said things. Now, in his manner of speaking, PM Modi was not making his second term's last Independence Day speech. Only months to go before the grand electoral face off. He was already looking past election day and beyond. So, as the present became a launchpad for the future, the crisis of the present subsided into an inset. The crisis, now see, he was thinking of the future, he was speaking about the future, how and where to take the country ahead. But then what was missed was the near thing, right? That was an inset. So the PM referred to Manipur in the beginning of his speech without pausing on it. तो मणिपुर के बारे में और कुछ ज्यादा नहीं बोले. ठीक है. तो ये एक author की point हो जाती है कि he started only but he did not pause on it. He did not say much about it. So the viewfinder was trained on a distant but attainable goal and on the path to get there. The PM identified 3 imperatives, right? Reform, perform, transform. India, he said, had the Triveni or confluence of 3 advantages. Confluence भी हम कर चुके हैं. Imperatives, any those things that are mandatory, you definitely require. And confluence would mean the meeting place. The confluence of 3 advantages क्या क्या है? Demographic, democracy, and diversity. Right. So here again you are talking about, now you can see how the literary devices are being used. Reform, perform, transform. एक जैसे sound आ गया. Demography, democracy, diversity थोड़ा अलग है पर ठीक है. But the obstacles in India's path were also 3. corruption, dynasty, and appeasement. The youth from tier 2 and tier 3 towns, second to none in aspirations and ambition, women in self help groups, and the 13.5 crore poor who have entered the neo middle class in the last 5 years. Entered the neo middle class is new. नए नए अमीर बने हैं. That would power the India story forward and higher. He said the world, which was already curious about and attentive to India in the year of its G20 presidency, was watching. Right? So he is prepared for the world. So Viewfinder at the present became a launchpad, but the Viewfinder was trained on a distant but attainable goal. PM's focus on the future and his broad strokes meant that the opposition did not become his prime target. So his focus was on the future and the big things that he said. That means the opposition was not his target. But in his determination to set his sights above and beyond, the PM also missed a valuable opportunity on the ground. ठीक है बहुत दूर की सोच रहे थे ठीक है बहुत ऊंचा सोच रहे थे ये भी बहुत सही है but according to the author he missed out the base thing and what was that valuable opportunity on the ground to use the day, that is Independence Day occasion, to look the nation in the eye with greater compassion and more fully, or to use his podium to send out the much needed acknowledgement and message from Manipur to Nu. ठीक है acknowledgement message कहीं ना कहीं तक पहुंचना उन जगह पे उन territories पे that the Rashtriya Charitra, that is national character, is not something perfectly formed, right? So this is not the exact correct things that the people are doing. It is still a work in progress, a challenge for the nation as it marks 79 years of independence. If it has to realize its samarthya, a challenge it must meet bit by bit, difficult daily, right? तो challenge तो रहेगा ये क्यों it will be challenging, it will be a difficult thing, right? पर ये उन्हें फेस करना पड़ेगा उनको बोलना पड़ता here it is it wanted to send out the much needed acknowledgement and message. So the main idea in his idea speech, PM makes present a launch pad for the future. ये था इसका main a launch pad for the future. The next election, a mere pit stop en route. En route यानी on the way. और थोड़ा सा ये रुकना है बस और क्या. Not to dwell on anything important. So it was only about the future and the middle thing was elections. We get a few words here. I've noted them down. So en route is on the way, as I said earlier. Ramparts are the parts on the roof or the building, right? जैसे corridors कैसे होते हैं ऐसे ramparts होते हैं ना किले के to strengthen or to prevent the attacks. Right? Reiterated is to repeat. Rupture is break. Right? Seamless is without any margin. Imperatives are something that is mandatory to do. Confluence is a meeting place. And new is another root word you can say. New is new. राइट? सो नियो से हमारे पास एक नोव या नियो दोनों आ जाते हैं। NOV दोनों का मतलब नियो होता है। सो इफ आई गिव यू द वर्ड्स दे विल बी लाइक नियोफाइट्स, राइट? देन दे इज नोवो रिश होता है, एंड नोव से नोवेल आ जाता है, नोवेल्टी आ जाता है, renovate, innovate, innovation, renovation, all these will come with nov. Then you have when you read neoliberalism, है ना? Neoliberalism. पढ़ लेना इस पे. I'll do this. I'll write it 41. 41 neoliberalism. पढ़ लो आज के लिए तो काफी है. Thank you. And I hope you are reading also, right? So don't miss all these things because as you know, the CLAT can give us any passage, any genre. Words पता होंगे? It would be easy for us to be smooth sail to the passage, right? We'll be doing that. So thank you and have a very logical day ahead. Stay logical.